Hey, what's up? This is the Zen video, and this is Rideshare 101, where we talk about basic concepts around rideshare driving, mainly designed for people that might be considering being a driver or are brand new to driving and want to get some other thoughts and ideas. If you are a current driver and you're watching this video, feel free to post your thoughts and ideas in the comments so that we can add to this conversation, so anybody that wants to be a driver or is a new driver can get a better look from multiple perspectives on what it means and what ideas are around rideshare driving. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. Today we're going to talk about the airport, some thoughts and ideas around picking up and dropping off people at the airport. Missy J04 said, hey, can you talk about the airport? I think she mentioned, let's put up her comment right here. I think it was, can you talk about picking up people at the airport? So, the bottom line is the same way you pick up everybody, you accept the ride, you go find them, and you pick them up. However, there are some things to mention. I think it's worth a conversation around ideas of airport, and if you've been a driver for a while and you have some more thoughts, definitely hit them up. I should start off by saying I'm not the type of driver that likes to wait around. So I don't park and wait for rides. And one of the ways you can treat the airport is going into an airport queue and then waiting for a ride out of the airport. A lot of cities do that. Every city has a different kind of regulations around how to treat the airport. So the bottom line is it's a different beat. It says like rideshare driving, big umbrella. What are the small things underneath that about the job that vary differently? And one of those wedges is definitely the airport, like how you treat the airport, what you're supposed to do around the airport. And some of the ideas, like from my experience in San Diego, there's rules about where you drop off and pick up people, so you want to know what those are. So you just basically have to refer to your own city's guidelines. You can go to the websites of your company, Uber or Lyft. They usually have a breakout of what you need to do for the main airports in the cities. So you should look that up. You could also go to like Facebook user groups of your city rideshare driving and ask the same question. Hey, just started driving. What's the rules around the airport around here? And I'm sure you'll get lots of people that'll give you suggestions and ideas around it. So let me just tell you a little bit more about it from my perspective driving in San Diego, and how I do it. I'd say oftentimes when I'm talking to passengers in the car, I tell them that the airport is actually about a third of what I do in terms of picking up people in the neighborhoods, dropping them off at the airports. San Diego changed their regulation recently. There was a time where the only way you could get a ride out of the airport, like pick up somebody from the airport, was if you were waiting in the airport queue. I had somebody in my car that worked for the airport at one time, and I talked to them about it. They said that there's this thoroughfare, there's this road between the airport queue and the actual airport pickup and drop-off location that gets pretty congested, and they were trying to look for ways to alleviate traffic through that thoroughfare, so they started allowing rideshare drivers to pick up while they were in the vicinity, like right after they drop off. So for me right now, when I drop off somebody at the airport, I pretty much like 8 times out of 10 or so, I get a request then out from the airport. So it's pretty awesome, keeps that ride demand going quickly. It was one of my favorite changes that Lyft made in rideshare driving changes in San Diego, because it's like ride request rates aren't that awesome in San Diego, especially if I'm only on one platform with Lyft. So the more the request rate can go up, things that the companies can do to create that, the better off I like it. And this was one of the things they did, was they changed it so that you as a driver could pick up a passenger out of the airport right as you were dropping off, and they're pretty much always in my queue. Like I get notified that somebody's waiting before I even drop off my airport passenger. So, and how I treat that in general, just some general ideas. Myself, I'm the type of driver that will, when I see somebody's going to the airport, when I pick them up at their house, or when I'm at the airport itself, I get out of my car and open the trunk and help them with their luggage. I have a very specific, so I also carry water in my car, and my extra waters are in my trunk, and sometimes the bag that they're in kind of slides around and stuff, so I like to move that out of the way. And I have like cleaning supplies and a couple other, road car kind of supplies in the car that I just shove into the back of the trunk. And so I need to make sure that luggage can fit in there. So I go and help them, and I have this special way that I found to fit luggage in my trunk the most efficiently. So I just do it for them. Oftentimes passengers will want to try to do it themselves, and sometimes you can't get the bag out of their hands. But for the most part, I say, hey, I'll get that for you. And they're usually pretty cool with it, and I put it in. And then when I get to the location, like dropping them off at the airport or dropping them off at home once I've left the airport, like if I pick somebody up, I also do the same thing. I get out, open the trunk, and then pull out their bags, and then lift up their like a lot of roll-on bag or like carry-on bags have that arm that comes up. I pull it up and then hand it to the passenger, and then they take it inside or whatever. And then if I'm close to a curb, I usually, like when I'm dropping off somebody at the airport, I'll bring the bag to the curb and put it up. So it's just something that I do as a driver. I think it's nice. I've been a passenger and gone to the airport, had kind of a lot of luggage at times. Like I'm a musician as well, and I'll have my guitar, my bag, and my backpack. And I've had drivers just pop the trunk and don't even get out of the car, and it's like, it would have been nice to have a little help with this, but I kind of get it, but I don't know. For me, I want to give the best service I can. So I think it's pretty easy to do. And then if somebody comes and sits on the driver's side behind my seat, if there's like two passengers, the person that comes and sits behind the driver's seat, I'll get the door for them. I'll hold the door when they get in. I'll close the door for them, just to be nice about it. That's just kind of what I do with picking up and dropping off passengers at the airport. So the bottom line is, check your local area, wherever you happen to live. Check what the rules are around picking up and dropping off at the airport. Maybe do a dry run. If you're a brand new driver, drive to the airport before you get one. Drive to the airport, find out where the places are. Like in San Diego, there's 2 terminals and they're separated, and there's 2 drop-off and pick-up locations. So, you kind of need to know that. The GPS will take you to the right one. If the passenger put the right airline in, it'll take you to the right terminal, but it's always good to double check with the passenger. Say, are you flying Southwest, American, whatever airline they're on, so you know exactly which terminal, where to go if you have something like San Diego where you might need to go to a different place. And that's about it. If there's any questions, I think that's about it. If there's any questions regarding the airport in yours, just general ideas, hit up the comments. I'll get back to you, or maybe another person watching this video that's been driving for a while can answer your questions as well. And that's awesome. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want to become a driver, use my referral code ZIM200, and on Lyft, I drive Lyft right now. If you want to become a Lyft driver, use my referral code and we both get a bonus. Till next time, again, subscribe to the channel and be excellent to each other. Peace.